What do you guys want? Huh? Just because I went and put the other two in the backyard, y'all think you're entitled to something? Well, I suppose we'll go ahead and let them out for a little while, make them happy. Kind of a pretty morning though. And here they all come. Imagine that. Don't run me over. Hey everyone, been trying to make videos again, but I've been so dang busy it's been hard to do. Anyways, it is almost hay season, and I'm sorry I haven't been making videos lately. Got all sorts of stuff going on, so I figured I might as well start making a video and kind of show you some of the things I'm doing right now. And right now, here I am over at Harvey's, and I'm working on pulling a part off of his part swather to see if I can't swap it out on the swather that works, to try to help make it run just a little bit better this summer. So just kind of working on that right now. So this here is the part that I'm after. It's this plate, kind of a bracket for the conditioners. On the other one, it kept jamming up on me this last summer. Every time the grass was going through it, or not every time, but there was a few times that the grass was going through the conditioners and there was enough play in all the parts on the other one that it kept going the wrong way and jamming. I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about here when I get this one off and get back up to the shop. So I have no microphone today, so I'll just try to talk a little bit louder and see if I can't make a video still. Right now I wanted to get some pipe laid out. I need to get water set up. I've been kind of irrigating a little bit just close to the pump, but I need to get stuff set up so that I can get water out in the pasture and just start trying to keep everything green and growing so that we can keep feeding animals through the summer here. That, and I was working on the swather the other day and it didn't go as well as I was planning. I could not get the plates to change out, but I did realize that where it was broken on the plate, I could get to it with the welder. So I just kind of prepared it for that, and I might today actually go over, if I get tired of shoeing horses or working around here a little bit, go over and see if I can't get that welded up. I really got to get hay equipment ready to go because the last week of June is kind of what I'm hoping to hit as far as cut and bale. But right now I'm just going to go ahead and get some of this pipe down here set up so that I can run it as a main line. Sounds like I've got a squeaky wheel out there that needs some grease. But anyways, there is my pipe here. I've got some of this set up just as a main line, but yeah, I gotta kind of walk or start pulling these off this rack and just start going through them and figuring out which one goes where. Just for a minute I was just greasing some of those wheels. There was quite a few squeaky wheels out here, so I went and grabbed my grease gun and got some grease in them. A little bit quieter, but there's a few more that I'll probably come out and take care of here later. Really wish I had my microphones right now, but I'm going to go ahead and start setting up this pipe. So my first pipe is going to, from what I remember, I lay it right here by this tree, and I think I had it starting kind of like right in here. From what I believe I had it, it was, yeah, it was right in here somewhere, and then I run the line down the fence. Yeah, see how this goes. Well, I've got the first one set here. Down here along the line, I know that I've got this corner over here to try to make it around, and I think somewhere right in there is kind of where I try to pivot the two and make that corner. I think I had kind of a bent piece of pipe, so I'll see if I can find that, and that'll kind of, once I have these two set, I think the rest of it will be pretty easy to set up here. But yeah, I got this first one set up, and I think I'm about where I was last year, so that should work. Gosh, I hear squeaky wheels all over out there. Oh, and I did want to mention something. I have kind of a surprise at the end of this video that I've been wanting to share with you guys for probably a week now, and just haven't been able to get to it, so I'd like to kind of hold that off to the end of the video, so I hope you hang out with me, and we'll check that out later. I'm getting a little bit closer here. I think that's the right piece of pipe. I just got to get it around this post, kind of wiggle it through things and hook it up and see where I'm at. So I think that is about where I want to be here. This bend in this pipe kind of helps make this corner here, and then I just run it on out past the garden and out into the pasture. Works pretty good. I won't bore you with the rest of the setting that up. We'll just see the end result here in a little bit. Well, so far so good. Got it ran from where I was across the little road. I got to figure out, eventually I want to put some kind of like a pipe or culvert or something across where the road comes into the camp area here. Just run it through that. This year we'll see if I can get that done. If not, then maybe I'll build like just some, like a heavy board ramp to go over it. And then it runs down here past the garden area. We do not have a garden this year. We are trying to battle these weeds and just get this looking a little bit better. I might still till up some spots and try to plant some things. We'll see how it goes. It's getting kind of late in the year, so I don't know if we'll get much luck there. Anyways, this runs out the end of the garden area, and then I've got one more long pipe that I hook to the end of this, and it goes down the hill, and then one short pipe to kind of get me where I need to be to run a main line across the big pasture out there and start running sprinklers off that. All right, I'm gonna keep on going and get this finished. Just got done running the horses back in because I want to get them out of this pasture so that I can get the sprinklers going out here and get the rest of the irrigation set up. But while I was out here, I noticed here there's some hound's tongue, and there's definitely some thistle growing all over out here, so I'm going to spot spray a couple of those real quick, and then we'll go out in the area that I sprayed a bunch of the bull thistle and take a look at that here in a little bit. That there's hound's tongue, and it is toxic to livestock, so I'm going to give that a quick spray. And then yeah, there's just, you know, definitely lots of spots of thistle coming up out here, so I definitely want to get this all sprayed, and I do need to drag the field, so this field just needs some work before it gets overgrazed. Gonna start watering it too. Die, sucker, die! That might have been a little too much, I don't know. Okay, so got everything ran down to the pasture here. Just need to go get my fittings, and then I'll probably go up and open up this gate up here to get the rest of my main line, which is buried under a bunch of pipe on the rack up there, so I got to just move everything to get the rest of my line for down here. We'll get the fittings from the barn, and then I'll probably run my main line out that way to that fence and run all my hand pack line all the way out to the far back fence and start watering. So yeah, here we go. Alright, got all my fittings over here piled up with the rest of my irrigation stuff and hoses and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these, put them on the four-wheeler, and run them out where they need to go. Last one. There we go. Let's see, this one right here goes here. There we go. That's ready. In the wrong place. Yeah, you better get back where you're supposed to be. You better be able to figure it out. Better find your spot, so then I know where I need to fix the fence. Yeah, you better figure it out. You're not where you're supposed to be. Well, she finally just jumped the fence, so hopefully harassed her enough, maybe she'll stay over there. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna see about lowering this electric wire again so that they're not doing that. Or maybe I'll even just see if I can't run a second strand all the way down this fence so that they quit crawling through it, because they've got plenty to eat on that side. Huh, guys? And back to what I was doing. Let's see. Oh, shush. Cows, right? It's always something. Let's see. That is gonna go. That's actually not the piece I need at all, because I'm not running hose out here. So I need this piece, and that actually will run me the way that I need to go here, I think. Right? I could do that. Let me see if, no, that won't work. Actually, yeah, that will work. Trying to remember. I do believe I needed a short on this one, I think. It might take me a little bit to kind of figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, so I do remember now. the ends of the pipe are short, so I've got something to adapt to that. And then I've got my pipe set up to go in the long ends of the fittings, and it usually works. So I'm gonna just get the rest of my line set up here. Okay, and then I just put this elbow down on the end of this line, just like so. And then I can run. So that's my like secondary main line coming out to the fence line, and now I can run hand packs all the way out to the back fence and start watering. So yeah, here we go. Okay, I've got the irrigation line ran all the way out to the back end of the fence, or back fence here. It is definitely getting a little overgrazed and dry back here, so it's probably a good thing that I'm getting to watering. Want to definitely keep things growing the best that we can. Keep feeding animals through the summer so we're not just feeding hay. But I'm going to walk all the way back on up to the four-wheeler and drive back up to the pump and get it hooked up and turn it on, let the water clean out the pipe, and then once I know it's clean, I'll come back down and put the plug in, and she should be ready to rock and roll. Once that builds up pressure, I can straighten it all out and make a nice corner here. And then the hose goes all the way over here and connects to the pipe that I was setting up earlier. Alright, let's run down and make sure it's running out the end of the pipe and cleaning out good before I put the plug in. See if I can find where that missing plug just came out of, because that'll be a problem if I don't replace that. There it is right there. I'll have to go grab another plug and replace that one. I'm going to check the rest of them real quick. Alright, so just got this back on. It built up pressure, so we're going to run out to the field and just take a look at it, make sure everything looks good, and that should be that. And that's that. Got water out here, everything looks pretty good. The only issue I have is just a plugged up riser over here. Usually there's still just enough junk in the line that it plugs up that last one. All I usually do is just take a stick and kind of jam it down the nozzle, and it usually unplugs and we're good to go. So I'll go do that real quick, and I'm sure I'm probably going to get all wet, but that's okay. I'm pretty much done with this project now, and I was going to head back up to the house and we'll talk about a couple things, and I'll end this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Well, I came in for lunch after getting the irrigation all set up and thinking about the scripture I've been reading. I've been in Matthew. I've been kind of wanting to read through the New Testament, starting off with Matthew, and a couple of things really stood out to me at the very beginning of all this, but getting into where Jesus is just baptized and then he goes out into the wilderness to be tempted by Satan. And when I started reading this, I actually ended up kind of in a situation where I was struggling with some things, and it just wasn't making sense, and I was kind of hurting about it. And coming through scripture here, Jesus is being tempted by Satan, and it's kind of interesting how Satan uses scripture to even try to manipulate Jesus, and Satan does anything in his power, any way to try to manipulate him, until Jesus eventually just finally tells him to leave and go away, and Satan does. So it's kind of interesting thinking about that. I don't want to get too far away from my phone here, but yeah, thinking about that there, it's just really interesting how Jesus responds to that whole situation, because Satan's going to do the same thing in our lives. He's going to manipulate us. He's going to try to make us think that things are okay when they're not, and those things are going to just mess with us in our lives and just take so much from us, and we can actually get to the point where we hurt because of it. And Jesus kind of points it out there to where, we have the ability that when we believe in Jesus Christ, we can tell Satan to get behind us or to leave, and he will. So it's kind of neat to think like that just knowing that the power in Jesus' name will make Satan flee from your life. And I'm sure there's still going to be times where he's going to manipulate and he's going to try to creep in and make misery throughout life, but Jesus is always there, and he is always capable of making him run away from you. The other thing I really noticed too was as after Jesus has been tempted by Satan, then he returns and he starts to find disciples, and it all of a sudden, I mean, I've read these passages before and these through the scripture, but I never really felt it and seen it the way that I seen it this time. That Jesus starts to call these men, just ordinary men. A lot of them are fishermen in this area, and it's just wild and so simple the way it's put. That Jesus, he calls. Gosh, I think, who does he start with here? Starts with Peter and Andrew, Simon. Called Peter and Andrew, and then it goes on and on about the other guys that he calls. And the thing that really stood out to me was just the fact that they completely dropped what they were doing and followed Jesus. It makes me really wonder if, do I do the same in my own life? If Jesus were to call me to something, would I drop everything I'm doing and completely leave what I know and move on from it and follow him? That would be really hard to do. So then, just with everything that I know and that I've grown up knowing and loving to do, it would be really hard to give that stuff up. And sometimes Jesus does call us to do so, and I'm not saying that he's going to call everybody to give up what they do, but I think we do need to recognize that it's important to live our lives in a way that really honors him and not ourselves. I'm going to wrap up this video. We're going to go down and take a look at the surprise that I had for the end of this video, and then I'm going to get ready to just shoe some horses, and then after that, just relax and enjoy the evening with my family and have some fun. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're looking for spiritual stuff, please do like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. If you're not looking for spiritual stuff, I really hope that you still hang out with me and stick with the channel. Other than that, I hope you guys really did enjoy this video, and we'll see you next time. God bless. And so this is the surprise that I was wanting to share with everybody. Say hello to King Louie. Hey you. Yep, Pumpkin had her baby about a week ago. Hey you. So, yep, Louie is what we decided to go with, I guess. And thinking of Louie off of, or King Louie off of Jungle Book, is kind of what we went with, huh? Yeah, is what we went with. And so far, he's a good boy. We like him. And it's late lunchtime, I guess. Somebody's hungry. He's always hungry. Well, he's got to love our mom too.